All right, I think we'll get going here. Welcome to Learn to Ski and Snowboard session in preparation for the very quickly approaching the Hartford Ski Spectacular in just, geez, 2.5 weeks or so now. Super excited to have you all attending. My name is Dana Dodge. I'm the Member Services Manager for Move United, but for the purposes of this call, I'm the Move United lead for the Learn to Ski and Snowboard room. So I will be in the room daily with you guys, but also happy to answer questions in the lead up. And then I'm going to let's start with Britt. Will you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Britt Duracha, Member Services Manager for individuals. So, kind of the opposite side of Dana. I am the admin side of VA Scholarship and Ambassadors. So, I will not be on site with all of you, but I am happy to support you leading up to the event. And I hope you all have a great time once you're there.
Bill.
And I will be the on-site person for you once we get there. My name is Bill Snyder. I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Move United.
Thanks, Bill. Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Chandler, and I am one of the ones who works at pairing up all of the participants with all of the wonderful instructors that we have coming in. And I've been working on it again today. So hopefully I'll have all your names down when you get there.
Well, before you meet them in person, you will know them,
Well
Kathy.
before.
Yeah. Britt, Yuri and Tracy aren't in the chat, are they? Okay, just checking. You'll get to meet Yuri. He is a representative from BOEC that will also be working on site with us, and then hooking you up with the BOEC equipment as well. And Tracy Moses, who does a lot of magic behind the scenes leading up and will be bouncing around in a very energetic way on site. So excited to have the team back together this year, and excited to meet all of you. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat, but there's some new ones too. So it's like a family reunion. It's going to be great. But we're just excited to have you here and want to kind of work out some of the pre-event jitters and answer some questions for you. So feel free to drop questions throughout this entire session. Britt's also going to be dropping some important links in the chat as I mentioned it. So if you want to refer back to anything or get some more information, that's a great way to do it. But yes, Britt, feel free to interrupt me if questions come up throughout that are appropriate to answer. But most importantly, everyone just wants to get jazzed about the event. So we're going to watch last year's closing video because, I mean, it can say it far better than I can.
You came here with questions. So many what ifs. But what if you hadn't challenged yourself? How would you have learned how strong you really are? Would you have believed how far you could go? How much progress you could make? If you hadn't pushed your doubts aside and said, "Bring it on." And what if you hadn't fallen down? Then you'd never know how much fun getting back up and trying again could be. Or at least it is when you're together with friends. All those questions and more were answered this week. So, now you know. You know you can do the hard things. And sometimes it's the hard things that turn out to be the very best things. United, we shred.
Awesome. Way more exciting than anything I'll say tonight. So I hope we have just as good of an experience this year. And I hope that some of you were highlighted in that video that were there last year. So All right, so let's talk a little bit about what to expect for the event. Many of you are flying in from all sorts of places, which is super exciting, but there's a lot to prepare before then so that you're ready to go when you get on site. So take note, the app is not quite ready, but these QR codes here will bring you to the App Store to download it. You are going to also be getting a pre-event notification next week, which will have all this information in it. So don't worry about downloading it now. It will be ready to go next week. If you're bringing your own gear, whether it be ski, snowboard, mono ski, bi-ski, whatever, take a look at it. It's probably been sitting in the closet for a couple months now, might have collected some dust and needs to be just double checked before you bring it. We definitely don't want you to show up and be like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to work or this is broken. So take a look at it. If you have questions or concerns, reach out to us. There are rental options available, which Britt can drop a link into the chat here. But if you need adaptive equipment, reach out to us. We can set up rentals through the BOEC. And then there is a great offer through our friends at Breck Sports right on site that is 30% off for stand-up ski and snowboard equipment. And you can access that and put in your reservation now if you don't want to bring your equipment or you don't have equipment. So just know that's a thing. Pack your layers. I think for those of you that attended before, it's called Brecken Fridge for a reason. There can be really beautiful days. There can be really cold and windy days. So you should expect it all and pack for it all. I think we've talked about it before, but cotton's probably a no-no. So if you can stay away from it, that'd be great. We also do have some stuff on site through the BOEC if you needed snow pants, a jacket, a helmet, things like that. So don't stress too much, but certainly reach out if you have questions, if something will be available for you. All the events, if you haven't been, and if you are going to attend any of the banquets, we like to call mountain casual. So you can be as dressy or as not dressy as you choose. Flannel's a very popular pick for many, but have fun with it. It's going to be great. And hydrate. Elevation does a number on you, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but hydrate now and keep hydrating all through the event. On arrival day, so for most of you, you'll probably be coming in Sunday. If not, we'll talk about where you'll go for registration during the week. But it's going to be in the same room that it was last year. So the top floor of the conference center at Beaver Run, rooms 1 to 3, which is, for all of you that know, opening banquet. Where you would go for opening banquet, you'll go in there. We're going to be, Kathy and I will be stationed in there at a table, and there'll be a lot of people in there and a lot of stations to visit and goodie bags and things. And they're going to walk through each step with you and where you need to go. Make sure you signed your waivers, but feel free to stop by and visit Kathy and I. Kathy will still be making matches at that point and switching things around. But mostly if you have any questions or concerns about the program, where to meet, your needs on the lesson, it's a great time to chat with us. So stop by and visit. The Learn to Ski and Snowboard room, which is on the first floor, you'll go down the elevator 2 floors, will be available and open. So if you wanted to drop off your equipment to leave in there overnight, you're more than welcome to. I just encourage you to label it with your name. There'll be racks that are labeled as well. So put it on the paid participant rack. That way you know where to find them. It's also a really great way for your instructor to know where to go to find you because you're a paid participant and that's where your equipment is. Just know we do lock it at night, but it's not supervised 24/7 while it's open. So it is definitely something that if you feel comfortable with leaving it there, go for it. I have good faith in human beings, and we've not had many incidents in the past, but that is something that you need to choose if you want to take the risk on it or not. And continue to hydrate. Elevation will definitely be kicking in at that point. You'll walk 5 steps or up 5 stairs and be very out of breath. And that's okay. Take it slow, hydrate, and be prepared because we want you to be able to have fun and get on snow as soon as you can on Monday.
Dana,
Britt,
how?
I was going to say, any questions for me?
Oh, yep. So I think you answered the first one about needing to bring their equipment back to the hotel room every night or leaving it on site. So they can just leave that on site labeled.
Yes, they can.
How do folks label their custom equipment?
Are we referring to like a mono ski and bi-ski custom equipment? And you might not have this answer, Britt, but whoever asked.
I don't have this information. Oh, yes, she says yes.
Yeah, so we'll have tape and like painter's tape and stuff like that you can just throw a name tag on the back with Sharpies. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy or like permanent. But that's what we do with rental equipment as well.
Awesome. And then lastly, unrelated to what you just mentioned, but how does an individual view what they're registered for / their schedule for Ski Spec?
Yeah, so as soon as the app is live, whatever you registered for is going to auto-populate in the app as long as you sign in to the same accounts that you used to register for the event. So whatever that email address was, and it will auto-populate. But if you have any questions about when your registration is set up for and what days, if you want to shoot me an email, I can make sure that you're aware of it ahead of time.
Awesome. That's it. Thanks, Dana.
Great. All right, so daily expectations. I mean, everyone in this room has a slightly different lesson schedule depending on what you signed up for, but we ask that you arrive 10 to 15 minutes before the start of your lesson. So morning lessons each day start at 9 a.m. and afternoon start at 1 o'clock. So a couple minutes before that would be great. And ready to go. So get your boots on because we want to get you on snow immediately so that you can get as much time out there as possible. We just talked about that it will show up in your app, but check your app, sign into your app. You'll be able to see your schedule there. And just remember, some of you might not be staying at Beaver Run, but others are, and it's very large. So come to the room with everything that you need because running back to your room, wheeling back to your room is kind of a lengthy process. The elevators are usually pretty busy in the morning. So take the time to make sure you've got everything that you need when you come down, just to kind of accelerate the process. And then you're going to check in with us. You'll see a sort of a desk, makeshift desk at the front of the room where Kathy, Tracy, and I hang or move around. Make sure that we know that you're there because then we're going to flag your instructor to come over and find you and get you going. We just try to do that so that we don't get an influx of instructors looking for people. As you guys know, it gets crowded in there. We're trying to reduce that and get you out and moving. So check in with us, have a seat, get ready, and then we'll get you out the door as soon as we can. And then follow the event code of conduct, which all of you already agreed to in registration. It's posted everywhere. And then, Brett, I don't think I gave you the link to this, but we will share it out in the final expectations next week that you get via email as well. Any questions on that, Brett?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. More than lessons. So, oh, Bill, did you have something to add?
Somebody asked in the chat, will our instructors have our lift tickets?
Yes, it'll be a combination effort of your instructors and us. And Bill Snyder will be your guy for a lift ticket. Look for that smiling face on site. There's more than lessons, and we have a detailed schedule, which Britt will drop into the chat here, but it's also far more detailed than that detailed schedule gets. There's lots of other opportunities. So when you open up the app and take a look, you can flag things that interest you. There's educational sessions, there's socials, banquets, sled hockey, and so much more. So a couple of items. Banquet tickets, you do need to purchase ahead of time. So if you haven't done that, reach out. We can sell them on site until we run out. So if you know you're going to want them, I'd encourage you to take care of it now and let us know just so we don't have to worry about that. And then sled hockey and the socials piece, there's no pre-sign up for. So just let us know on site or just show up and have fun at bingo night or theme night.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Yeah, if folks are driving, are there options for accessible parking, or is there a way to carpool with other participants?
From off-site housing?
Unclear, but Allison, if you want to share more in the chat, I'm happy to provide further details. Yes.
Yeah, so there could be potential to carpool. That would be something that once you start to meet people on site, we'd have you kind of coordinate off on the side. Bill probably knows a lot more about accessible parking than me.
Yeah, it's very limited right there at Beaver Run. There's only maybe 3 or 4 spaces total at the front, and everything else is in the actual garage, which is a little bit more difficult to navigate. So yeah, if you can carpool, if there's any way, that I would recommend that.
Yeah, and I'll share at the end of this, or Britt will share at the end of this, there is transportation options through town that you could consider as well that you wouldn't have to drive because the paid parking behind the building is just that. It's paid parking and it's first come, first serve. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of accessible options in the back of the building either. So
Do we know when the app will go live?
next week. Bill, do you have a better answer?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. The final email will come out and it will be live there. So don't stress. You'll have some time to look at it before you get on site.
And then last question so far, I didn't see the Nordic skiing clinic listed.
We do not have a Nordic ski clinic this year. Our race camp has gotten big enough and we just weren't able to coordinate it.
And
And
then
there's a question about the app.
Yeah.
It is a Moving United app, and it is downloadable on your iPhone. Is there a QR code on registration? Do you know?
I have a QR code at the end of this again.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So you can download it. It just won't be updated quite yet. Any other
that's
questions
all.
right now?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, awesome. Sort of just FAQs and common questions that we hear come up. Some folks usually ask if family members or friends can ski with them. That's totally up to you. And we typically say, and Kathy, if you want to add anything in here, if they want to ski along, that's great. We're not going to necessarily, wait for them on the lesson. So if they're holding up your lesson, your instructor is in charge of you and making sure that you have a really good experience. And so the coaching is for you, not for your guests. So that would be sort of a decision on your part. Kathy, anything you want to add there? You're muted.
Mute. I think it's a decision between them and their instructor, and typically it's fine. It just, as you said, we are there as instructors for them, and if your friend or family is a rank beginner and you are skiing, on blue trails, then that may not work. But we will have some instructors available to teach for teaching guests. So that's also a possibility. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Kath. And if your family member or friend does want to ski, they would be responsible for getting their own rental equipment. They can certainly tap into that discount code that we dropped in there, and they'd be responsible for getting their lift ticket as well. So, altitude sickness. I feel like this is always the popular question of, should I be worried about it? And no, you should be thinking about it, but you shouldn't stress about it, and just prepare yourself mentally for what it might look like for you. Out of breath, your heart rate's probably going to be higher. You should probably avoid alcohol and drink lots of water. Headaches are pretty common, shortness of breath, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, sometimes it affects your sleep, which is a bummer. So just know that it's a thing. It can be worth talking to your doctor about, and they sometimes do have some medication they could prescribe if they feel like it could be a good fit. But just prepare yourself for it. Bill, do you want to add something? Okay. Service dogs, another big question we have. Unfortunately, we are not able to supervise your service dog while you're out on your lesson. So you'll have to find somebody that can do that for you. Or it depends on where you're staying. I know at Beaver Run, they don't allow you to leave animals in your room unsupervised, but that could be different at other places that you're staying. So just check in with each hotel that you're staying at. We just have too many adorable service dogs, and we would love to spend time with them, but we cannot possibly manage all of them, so we can't. Sled hockey, social events, we talked about that already. You don't need to worry about signing up for those ahead of time through the app, through registration. You can do that on site. And the social events, you can just really sign up and show up and have a good time. Banquet tickets, as I mentioned, if you're interested and you aren't sure if you bought them or you already know you do want to, I'd say reach out now. Let's take care of it before we get on site and before we sell out. How do we stay aware of changes throughout the event week? Again, the app comes back to life. We will send notifications through the app. Most commonly, the sort of changes that you'll hear about through the app notifications are special events or things that are happening, changes in the schedule or locations, things like that. And for us in the Learn to Ski room, the biggest is typically when they are planning to do some bombing to release any dangerous snow for potential avalanches. So they try to give us a heads up far ahead of time so that it's not alarming to all of you out there. We also had, I think last year, there's a prescribed burn happening on the hillside across, so it felt like there was maybe a forest fire, but it was fine. They let us know. So just pay attention to the app and sign in so you can get those notifications. Additional support on site. I know some of you don't always have the privilege to have a friend or guest join you, and so some additional support can be welcomed at the hotel. Specifically, Beaver Run has let us know that they do have 2 wheelchairs available at the hotel, but those need to be left at the front desk for emergencies only, so they're not available to be rented or utilized throughout the week. We do have access to a site, and Britt, if you don't mind dropping this in the chat, if you're interested in renting equipment that you don't want to bring with you, whether it be a wheelchair, crutches, scooter, what it might be, that can be an option for you as well. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that ahead of time. And similarly, sort of concierge, it cannot be responsible for helping you get to and from lessons. So would just be respectful of their low staff and how busy they are, and just plan accordingly and let us know if we can support you in any way. And then lastly, on my side of things, how can I get into town from Beaver Run or from anywhere? Britt will drop in the chat here the link to the Breck Free Ride, Breck Free Shuttle. I might be messing up the name. But there's various different lines and it's free and you can utilize it at any point. And it runs pretty late, pretty early and pretty late, and goes to the grocery store and downtown and restaurants. So that can be something to tap into, especially if you don't have a rental car or you don't want to worry about the parking situation. Any questions, Britt?
Yes. So how many apps should participants have? The first app shown, and is there any other Move United ones?
There's lots of Move United apps, as you can see too, Britt. But it will say Ski Spectacular. The logo should say the Hartford Ski Spectacular on it.
That is all the questions we have right now, but if anyone has any additional questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or Q&A.
And I think the most important thing, everyone's been wondering what the theme night theme is, and it is going to be ugly sweater this year. This picture makes it seem like it's ugly Christmas sweater, but you can take it however you want. Just bring the ugly sweaters. That's what we want to see. Kathy's like, I'm taking note.
Okay.
Find?
I was wondering what it was.
Surprise. And then here's a bunch of contacts. The Stay in Touch list. I think I've talked to many of you, and you will receive an email from Britt and I next week with just sort of final preparations, the recording, things like that. But hopefully we haven't confused you more and clarified questions. But if you do have more questions, we're free now. Drop them in the chat, or if you want to unmute, we can unmute you and you can ask the questions as well.
Dana, does Beaver Run do ski suit rentals? And is there a discount code valid for those?
Ski suit, like snow pants, jacket, that sort of stuff.
Kevin, if you want to put more information in the chat. Yes, clothing rental.
Not that I'm aware of, but the BOEC will have some equipment on site for you to borrow as far as that goes. It's not going to be like the most stylish and newest line of outdoor gear, but it will do the job.
Who do participants reach out to for equipment questions?
I think that would be me.
Or are they looking for modifications to equipment? Is that what they're looking for?
Allison, if you want to provide some more information in the chat, we could help you further.
I'm also going to go back to the app page for those that wanted the QR code here. Allison, would it be easier if we let you unmute
You-
instead of having to type it?
Yes, that would be easier.
Let me just find it, or Britt, if you're faster than me.
Let's see. Yep, gotcha. Okay, Allison, I think you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't want to ask too me specific of a question during this. I guess I'm just wondering, so I have my own sit ski as of this summer. But I don't have my own ski and bindings yet. So I'm wondering if I need to have my own ski and bindings before Ski Spec, or if potentially renting a ski and binding for my mono ski is an option.
Yes, we ran into this last year. I think Ellison, have we emailed Ellison? If you have my email, or I'll find yours, I'm going to connect you with Yuri from the BOEC because I think that they will
Awesome.
let you.
Okay.
The only thing is if you have a particular taste in ski, let him know, or if you're kind of give me what you got, that works too.
Okay, I've met Yuri. I can, that sounds good.
Perfect.
I would also say if you have opportunity to get your own ski and binding, that would probably be the best, because then you have it and we can work with that. And your instructor will help you with all of that.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
with the getting it set up and such. It's tricky. We don't get the chance to trial, so it's a tricky process trying to
it is a
how to
tricky
ski.
process. You're right. It is.
Yeah, and I will be sending out information hopefully next week. We're very lucky to have Kendra Betts on site to
Mhm.
do some seating and fitting for our sit
Mhm.
skiers.
Mhm.
So there will be some spots available on Sunday evening if you wanted to bring your rig in and work on some seating stuff that night. She will also be there all week in the morning or afternoon. So if you can't make it that evening, don't stress. She's a great resource, and that would be another advantage of having your own ski, because she could really dial in your seating for
Mhm.
you specific to that ski and binding.
Mhm.
Well, awesome. Okay, that's amazing. And there will be info on signing up for that in the app. Or...
I will send an email because it will be
Okay.
specific to sit skiers
Ah,
coming to the Learn to Ski room. Yep.
okay.
Uh,
Awesome. Thank you.
Meredith also had a question about equipment rental. She wanted to know if there's a difference in the equipment rental if you have a bucket, but not the base of the ski.
You know, Meredith, I think you're the only one in this boat this year, so we haven't really crossed that bridge yet. So let's talk offline and see. Have you, Meredith, connected with Yuri about what ski you want to use? Thank you, Britt, for taking Mer off. If you want to talk, Mer.
Yeah, Dana, this is easier because I know
Yeah.
you can understand me.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Yuri is. I know Tyler was the one that
Oh.
usually set up my BOC to ski, but previously I rented like the entire ski. But long
Yep.
story short, enabling technologies, I think it's Bobby that's bringing it, is bringing
Cool.
my actual bucket that I got over the summer, and then Kendra is bringing a literal box with my like full fitting in it,
Oh, cool. Very cool.
so I don't have to fly with it across the country.
Yeah, that's super convenient. Although you have to fly home with it, don't you?
I think they're going to ship it with the shell.
Okay, perfect. Mayor, if you don't mind, if you'll shoot me an email either tonight or tomorrow, I'll get you in contact with Yuri just so we can work out the specifics and make sure that you're ready to go.
Okay, it would probably be easier if I could like call him or speak to him or something, because it's
Yeah.
really hard to explain.
Yeah, no. And I can get you connected and Yuri will be happy to chat.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dana, how do participants get from, or maybe this is better for Bill, how do participants get from the Denver airport to Breckenridge?
Have they requested a ride up the mountain?
Anne Marie, if you want to add some information in the chat, or I can allow you to talk so that you can provide additional information.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to be flying into Denver, so I don't have anything already scheduled to get me up to Breckenridge. Last year I drove. This year I'm going to fly. Um, so this is a first experience for me. I'm coming in on Saturday, not Sunday, but Saturday. So I just need some guidance on what I need to get up there.
Sure. So Amory, if you go to the website, our website, and you go to Ski Spec, and you go down to transportation, it'll give you links to 3 different shuttle services that can get you from Denver straight to Beaver Run, if that's where you're staying, or it can also take you other places in the area as well. But that would be your best suggestion, because our bus isn't going up until Sunday. So, but you would be able to also request and pay for a ride up on our bus if you would like. But that would be Sunday
Okay.
again.
That's good to know. Yeah, I'm flying in on Saturday, and I do have a mobility scooter, so of course I will need transportation that can accommodate that.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you got it.
Okay, Dana, I have a bi-unique sit ski that requires 2 people to lift me on and off the ski lift. Last year, they suggested I try a dynamique bi-ski. Is there any way I could try one during one of my lessons to see if it would be a good fit?
Sure.
Yes,
That was a great suggestion.
that's an easy answer. Yes,
Yeah.
we can make that happen.
Britt, can you
And I
tell
think
me
I think it's
who
a great
asked?
suggestion too.
Yes, it's Jamie Bruce.
Okay. We'll make a note, Jamie, on our lesson sheet so we know you want to try it.
Okay, awesome. Tracy is on, so I've promoted her to be a panelist if she wants to say anything. Any other questions that anyone has that we can answer live for you? Tracy declined to be a panel.
If you haven't booked your housing, you should. I did check today and there is still some discounted housing available at Beaver Run. I'm not sure what the room setup is. I think I gave you that link too to drop to them. So if you need to find it, do it soon because I feel confident that they will likely sell out. Nothing else? We've answered everything?
If participants decide to ski an extra day, are there still lessons available?
We currently have a wait list, but I would say if you have an interest in adding a day, let us know now so that you're just further up that wait list and we'll see what we can do each day of the week to get more folks in.
The question is lodging is not together. So maybe can you explain a little bit about how the lodging is set up?
Well, for the purposes of this call, everybody is responsible for their own lodging and booking it. So it is what you booked and if you booked with anybody. Hopefully that makes sense.
And then Tracy, did you remind if they want to rent skis / boards 30% off at the ski shop? Yes, we did.
We did, Tracy. Thanks for the reminder though. Anything else? Man. Well, we can stay on for a couple minutes if folks want to stay on or you don't want to ask in front of the whole group. We're available. But otherwise, we really appreciate you attending and really looking forward to seeing you in person in a short 2.5 weeks and hope you have a great Thanksgiving in the meantime. Thanks,
Dana,
everybody. Oop.
is info about discounted housing on the Ski Spec website. And would participants also rent snowboard boots / snowboards at the ski shop?
Yes and
Yes.
yes. I think we can drop it in the chat here. There's a page on the website that has a couple different discounted places if you didn't want to stay at Beaver Run. And then yes, the 30% discount, it holds true for the snowboard shop through Breck Sports as well.
Is Beaver Run the nearest lodge to the slopes?
Yes. Connected to, attached to.
For our event, yes.
Yes.
John says he did not see the wheelchair rental info posted. I sent it to you directly, John, but I'll put it in the chat again for you. It'll be the next link that I share. It says rental equipment, and there's a link immediately after it.